So think about like the real estate investor as an example. Someone who looks lucky when they buy during a downturn. But what you don't see is that that luck usually came from having cash, patience, and the ability to move while other people were stuck. Or how about the business owner? Business owners look lucky when they're able to hire or expand their business and operations, buy equipment at the right time. But that luck usually came from some sort of capital reserves and it wasn't running on thin margins. We also say, hey, that athlete's so lucky, but no one notices when they're putting in the thousands of unseen reps behind the scenes, right? When nobody's watching. I think that's what we are really talking about today. When preparation meets opportunity, again, that's the recipe for luck. Welcome to another episode of WealthWise Banking. I'm here today with my co-host, Jason Sipple, and we're going to talk about something that's timely for this time of year, March. We're going to talk about luck. But before we get into it, Jason, how's it going, man?
Fantastic, man. It's life's better. I'm a little sad. I'm not gonna lie to the audience. I'm a little sad. We had this wonderful couple days with LB at the house, and now she's gone, and she's somewhere else in Florida, I believe. So
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, LB is my French bulldog.
yeah, which took over. She took over the house, Jeremy, as I shared. She was the queen of the house, sitting wherever she damn pleased. So.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's good. No, she definitely had a good time. I told her she was off to summer camp with you and your boys.
Yes, and it was summer camp for her. So we're glad that you're here in Florida. We're glad that you're closer. We'll even come halfway when you're going to fly out in New York to get her and while you go out for a while. And so we'll have more episodes with LB around. So
Good, good. Well, you ready to get in today's episode, man?
yeah, I mean, we could spend, people probably want to hear about 30 minutes worth of it talking about LB, but yeah, maybe we want to talk about luck, why March is a good, and when you said how are we going to get lucky and what are we talking about? I didn't know what we were talking about, Jeremy. So let's jump into this thing.
Yeah, so this time of year, everybody starts talking about luck, right? Luck of the Irish, lucky breaks, lucky timing, luck, like lucky opportunities, right? But most of us find that luck really isn't random at all. Luck is what happens when someone was ready before a moment arrived. So in this episode, Jason and I were going to be talking a little bit about getting prepared, right? When preparation meets opportunity, that is the recipe for luck. So stay with us because by the end, you'll know exactly whether or not you're lucky or if you're quietly building it.
Yeah, great opening to that. So, Jeremy, when people say something like someone got lucky, what are they usually missing?
I think that the part that they're missing is what happened before that moment, right? So financially speaking, savings or maybe discipline or relationships that they built over time? How about the planning or the decision to be ready when nothing exciting was actually happening at all, right? Most people see a deal, a break, or a win, but what they don't see is the time that it took to get into position. So think about like the real estate investor as an example. Someone who looks lucky when they buy during a downturn. But what you don't see is that that luck usually came from having cash, patience, and the ability to move while other people were stuck. Or how about the business owner? All right. Business owners look lucky when they're able to hire or expand their business and operations, buy equipment at the right time. But that luck usually came from some sort of capital reserves and it wasn't running on thin margins. We also say, hey, that athlete's so lucky, but no one notices when they're putting in the thousands of unseen reps behind the scenes, right? When nobody's watching. I think that's what we are really talking about today. When preparation meets opportunity, again, that's the recipe for luck.
Yeah, what will you do when no one's watching, right? When we were reading this, when I was looking over this, I just kept thinking Tom Brady. I mean, there's a million examples like this. People always think that, oh, well, he was just a backup quarterback behind Drew Bledsoe, 6th round draft pick. But once he went in, he never came out. Why? Why,
Mhm.
Jeremy? Was he lucky or was he something else?
Well, he was preparing. That's what he
Yeah,
was doing. He's putting in the work, putting in the effort, putting in the unseen hours, putting in the unseen time. Again, it's what's happening when things aren't exciting.
1,000,000%. And when you look at luck, again, it only when you get lucky, like the same person, like two different people with the same amount of talent or the same amount of resources in a way might have the same opportunity, but the one who's actually prepared to move, the one that can actually respond and be proactive versus reactive, that's the only time that this opportunity matters.
Hmm. Yeah, because an opportunity is really only valuable when you can actually act on it, right?
Yeah, that's it. And so, what's the difference between seeing that opportunity and being able to take it?
Well, you can recognize a good opportunity when you see it, but that's not the hard part. The hard part is being able to move, like to your point. You want to be able to move without scrambling. You want to move without having to sell at the
Hmm.
wrong time, without borrowing from the wrong person or people or bank, right? How
Yeah.
about being able to move without asking five people for permission?
Yeah,
What
so
about
you're
being
you're
able
not
to,
you're not jumping through hoops, you're not
yeah,
bending over, you're not waiting for someone else to give you permission to do the thing that's right in front of you that you want to so badly do.
yeah, when prepared people, they look lucky. But again, they were prepared. Preparation meets opportunity.
And sometimes what happens when you're not prepared, right? The inverse of this is you start blowing up your life just so you can say yes. You start taking on more risk than you need to. And then all of a sudden, instead of being lucky, you're the opposite. You're unlucky. You're like, oh man, like I had this great opportunity come, but by the time I did X, Y, and Z, or I couldn't get it approved in time, I couldn't get the bank loan in time, I couldn't get the HELOC in time, I couldn't get all these things going because why? You weren't prepared.
Yeah.
That's not
So
luck,
ask
that's
your,
preparation.
I would ask our members here, if a right opportunity showed up this month, could you act? Or would you need time? Are you prepared? Or do you have to ask for permission? Do you have to jump through hoops or can you move on your own time?
That's a great question. And just answer that for yourself. Just answer it for yourself. If that opportunity comes, right? In the month of the Irish, the lucky month of St. Patrick's. By the way, that's my middle name, and everyone in the house's name almost is Patrick. Fun fact for us, but that's the opportunity for you. Could you move right now? If that great opportunity come, how liquid are you, and what could you do?
Mhm. So, when a lot of people call bad luck, I would say that's part of having bad margin. Okay. So, what would you say to that, Jason? Like, what is the pain that usually starts before an event?
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of gave us a little hint of that, right? It's not having any margin, it's not having any reserves, it's not having a clear plan. It's reacting. I mean, I read this great quote and I was sharing with you before the episode today from The Road Less Stupid, where it says that emotions and intellect work inversely. When emotions go up, your intellect goes down. Inversely, when your emotions go down, your intellect goes up because you can think through it, which is usually the hardest thing because we do everything emotionally, Jeremy. So when that pain that starts before the event, right? You have no idea what gets touched first. You have no room for one thing to go wrong. That's what I was alluding to a few minutes ago, without everything else feeling it. So when the car breaks down, the tax bill lands and somehow it was unexpected, the family issue shows up, the market shifts, it feels like bad luck. It feels like life is happening to you instead of for you,
Mm,
and often that problem is nothing, it's because nothing has been built in advance to absorb the hit. There's no preparation. You weren't acting like a good Boy Scout or a good Girl Scout, right? And this scales all the way down to ordinary life. I mean, I talk to my boys about this all the time. When we're scrambling to get out the door for something, I'm like, what should have happened? What needed to happen? Oh, we should have packed everything the night before. We should have got prepared, laid out our stuff, got ready, because then you're not scrambling. You're not missing, if you're going to the airport, you're not missing a flight. You're not missing life because you weren't prepared.
yeah, you want to be able to make fewer decisions in a time of panic or having a place for money when an emergency arrives.
And this is something I hear from you all the time. So if you're listening to Jeremy and I always ask him the same question. He gets it right 50% of the time. Jeremy, one thing's guaranteed in life. What is it?
Change.
Yeah, Jeremy, that's it. And also, Jeremy has taught me that you should always have contingencies in place, right? You
Mhm.
should always have another plan in place to be ready for when opportunity does come. Because guess what? Most of life can seem pretty monotonous, pretty boring, especially if you're doing the things we're talking about so you can look and get lucky.
Yeah. And the preparation that goes behind getting lucky, it's not exciting, right? It's the readiness that matters so much. It doesn't necessarily make life perfect. It just keeps one hard week or one hard month away from turning to 6, 7, 8 hard months or maybe even a hard year.
And for everyone listening, if you're driving the car, don't write this down, but if you're at home or you're near a pen, grab your paper and reflect on this. Where in your life are you depending on things to go smoothly?
Mm. I like that. Yeah. It's a little bit of self-reflection because I think too often we plan for life to go according to plan. But to your point, what's the one contingency, right? The constant in life is change.
It's change. Yeah, very good, very good. See, the more you say it, the more you're going to know it. That's good.
So let's talk about the three things that create luck, all right? Prepared people, they tend to build three particular things. We kind of talked about one earlier. It was margin.
Yeah.
The
And when you
other
say
two,
margin, let's pause there. What do you
okay.
mean by margin? We define this in different episodes, but what do
Mhm.
you mean by margin?
Yeah, so margin is when every dollar is already spoken for. So there's no room for opportunity, cushion, or surprises. If you don't have margin, then an opportunity shows up, you can't act on it. If an emergency shows up, you panic, okay? You want that breathing room, that buffer. That's what margin is. So we want to make sure that we leave enough space for opportunities and emergencies.
And so we're going to go through all three. So the second one is options,
Options.
right? Yeah. So go through options. I mean, I'll go through options. So you want more than one. I always ask people on almost every call, Jeremy, if you believe what I believe, the wealthy have more choices. And choices just really comes down to options. You want to be able to do more than one thing. You don't want to be cornered into the least bad one. And third, what's the third one, Jeremy?
Speed, baby.
Speed.
So
And what's money love?
yeah, velocity. So
Money
when
loves
life
velocity.
rewards, yeah, life rewards those people who can move quickly, right? Not the ones that are still thinking and waiting or rearranging things, trying to capitalize, phone a friend, ask for help, ask for permission. It's speed at the end of the day. So that combination of margin, options, and speed, those are the things that people often mistake for luck, right? Investors who are able to buy during down cycles or business owners who are able to keep momentum rather than sell or
Hmm.
we talked about it earlier, athletes staying ready long enough for the right doors to open. But what about families, Jason? How about families that use margin options and speed?
Yeah, I mean, I think it trickles down to every aspect of your life and families. You can, when an opportunity comes up to do something exceptional, maybe you got invited to an amazing trip. Well, guess what? If you were prepared, if you've been doing all of the things to have liquidity, to have control, to have those options, you get to say yes, right? I mean, that's one example. Or opportunities come up to try to think of other things that happen with your kids, an opportunity to take them somewhere special. If you're not just operating on a thin margin, the money's not available and everything else, well, then you're able to go and do and enjoy life.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, where are you headed this week?
Yeah, we're heading, well, this is one of the reasons we do this, right? We're going to talk about this, but we're going to back to Salt Lake City and Connor's saying, "Hey, it's going to be 60 degrees. It's going to be hard to ski." I'm like, "No, it's not. Remember when I took you slushing in North Carolina? You know what to do. It'll just be higher altitude slushing for a day, but it'll be fun. It's going to be cool. We're still on the mountain skiing, right?" So,
Yeah, so ask yourselves, personally, is it margin? Is it options? Is it speed? Is it a combination of two or three? Are you missing all three of them right now in your life? Like, do you want breathing room? Do you have choice? Do you have the ability to act on your time? That's what margin, options, and speed are. That's how you create luck.
yeah. And the preparation changes how you feel when the moment arrives. This goes back
Oh,
to that
yeah.
Keith Cunningham quote, right? Like it's gonna change how you feel when that opportunity comes. What do you get to do? Because prepared people aren't avoiding emotion. They just don't let emotion run the decision to that quote. And that's probably why I thought of this quote, right? So, Jeremy, like what does preparation actually change in the moment?
I mean, it's the feeling behind it, right? Do you panic or are you calm? All right. Do you have clarity? Are you rushing or do you have choices? Are you reacting? Because you don't want to be reacting in a time of volatility, right? You want to be proactive, not reactive. And those sort of things, they matter. And if you're prepared, then the opportunity is actually exciting. Like Warren Buffett talks about it all the time. He loves market downturns. Why?
Mm.
It's an opportunity. Why is it an opportunity for him? Well, he was prepared. He prepared before the what was his saying? The when the ocean goes out, you'll see who was swimming naked or something like that.
When the tide goes out?
Yeah. So.
I don't remember that quote, but I know the man is sitting over $384 billion dollars and he's prepared, right? Something is coming in his estimation. And if you're watching him, that's being prepared. That's what we're talking about today.
Yeah, and if you have prepared capital and your car breaks down, is it annoying or is it manageable,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Or
it's
do you
still
have a
annoying, but you're not making decisions where you got to rush, take a bad deal, overpay on something, get towed and you can't afford it, whatever, right? Like there's a million things that happen when you're not prepared.
well, how about this one? When you have a family member that comes to you and says that they need some help, are you able to say, I can help you, or I want to, but I can't right now?
Yeah, and that just happened in our personal life. That just happened with my amazing wife's father, where, emergencies happen that weren't expected. And luckily, we keep liquidity, we keep reserves, and we were able to pitch in and help out. And was it comfortable? No. But is it going to change our life for the worse? Again, no. So, maybe something that you weren't expecting, it wasn't exactly what you had, the job you had for that money, but it still becomes manageable.
Hmm.
It's still something that you can do, and it's not toppling the whole house of cards that many people have built.
So, what does luck actually look like financially then, Jason?
Well, luck financially it looks like you already know where the money's coming from. It's not after you have to go sell something that you can get a good price for in that moment. It's not after your transfer clears. It's not after you wait on someone else to approve it, the banks, right? You
Hmm.
planned ahead. You built reserves, as I just talked about. You have liquidity. You protected long-term accounts on purpose. You gave yourself a way to act, right? To be lucky when things matter. And that, this includes for some people, it can include a property design or properly designed whole life policy as part of that structure, as part of that foundation. It's not an investment, it's just a place to build control, build liquidity, and build long term stability, right? That's what luck looks like in real life.
Yeah, it's a person who is ready when opportunity, again, preparation. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And that person who has it, right? That's good timing. That's them getting lucky. No, that was just them being prepared.
Exactly. And if you're wondering as you're driving down the road or listening, right, and sharing what we're sharing with you, if you want to help figure out whether you're ready, there's a simple next move.
Hmm. What
And
is that?
well, it's just going to wealthwisebanking.com, booking a call with Jeremy or myself, and having a conversation to see how prepared are you, or really how ready for luck are you in this month.
Yeah, because you don't want the next opportunity to pass you by. You don't want to be reactive. You don't want to be playing on someone else's terms, right? The way that we design these are for urgencies, both good and bad, opportunities that come your way, as well as emergencies, and having the capital that's ready to be deployed when you need it on your terms.
Yeah. So the question's not whether luck exists, not whether Lucky Charms are, you know, ready for something that are good for you to eat. The question's whether you're building the kind that can find you. Will luck be able to find you? Will you be at in the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to help you guys build the habits, the margins, the reserves, the systems that make good breaks useful when they appear. Because preparation, it's not about being exciting in the moment, but it is when opportunity finally shows up, you have the ability to respond to it. And that person who looks lucky, really, again, what they are is prepared. That's what they are.
Yeah.
And most of the time, they get that you're not always going to get that second chance.
Yeah, and luckily our audience is a super sexy audience, right, Jeremy, where they are builders and builders are just lucky.
Hmm.
That's just what
Yeah.
they are because they are prepared. We might not be the most exciting person in the moment, but when the opportunity shows up, it changes everything. And then people are going to look at you, they're going to look at us and say, wow, they were really lucky.
Hmm.
And the other person, the borrower, is going to say, man, I wish I had that chance, right? Most of the time we had the same chance. It's just one of us was able to use it and the other wasn't because we were, again, prepared.
So if you want to be prepared, if you want to create your own luck, again, go to wealthwisebanking.com, book a call with Jason or myself, and we'll start you on that path. We'll start looking at your margin, your options, your speed, where your capital is today. Start building luck into your financial life now, not tomorrow, today.
Yeah, that's it. You don't need more hope. You need a system that helps you be ready. So go to wealthwisebanking.com. And as you already know, you're already in banking.
Just not the banker yet.
We'll see you guys next time. See you in the next episode.
Thanks for joining us on WealthWise Banking. If today's episode inspired you, please subscribe, leave a review, and give us a like. It's a simple way to help others discover these empowering strategies and join our community. Together, we're building a network of people who believe financial freedom is within everyone's reach. Remember, financial independence is about making every dollar work for you, one step at a time. Until next time, stay inspired, stay in control, and keep building your legacy the wise way.